one of the best trainers and motivators of Green World. We can learn a lot from him. And also, we are honored to have invited Madame Mavis Chinopereki. So I don't want to waste more time. Now, let's begin. Ask Mr. Tendai to share with us about the success stories. Let's see how he and Madame has made great success in doing the business. And believe me, they have some very unique strengths that we all want to learn from. Number one is during this USA trip, after the travel, Mr. Tendai and Madame Mavis actually stayed a little bit longer, organizing the OPP and recruit some of the members. And very soon, we are going to see the downlines of them to start their opportunity meetings, the online opportunity meetings, and we are ready to give them the basic information of the products in the United States. And also, I remember when we was in Zambia, Mr. Tendai actually was one of the best recruiters that after the meeting, after the, the anniversary, that he stayed in Zambia and recruited more than 10 or even 20 of very influential church leaders. So if you want to know more about this, then let's pay attention to the sharing by Mr. Tendai and Madame Mavis. So Mr. Tendai.
Good evening, Rainy. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
I know it's morning where you are in China.
Yes, and actually, there's a storm, a very strong storm outside. So I have to move from one room to the other, to keep my signal, the Wi-Fi. Okay, otherwise, it can break anytime. But anyway,
Okay.
let's start.
Okay. It's more of an interview, right?
Well, I can see it's an interview, but actually, first we would like to listen to your success stories before we could ask you questions. And after I ask you questions, then we are going to give the floor to attendees for today because I believe that they want to know more from you and Madame.
Okay. So maybe let me start with just a brief about my story and
Okay.
how I got into network marketing and how everything started. So just 1 minute, so I go back to that.
Good evening, Madame Mavis. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you, Ma'am Rain?
Fine, thanks. If I cut anytime, please forgive me because we have a very strong storm outside.
Okay.
Okay,
But
all right.
Wi-Fi is strong in China, right?
Yeah. When it is in such a storm, anything could happen. Okay, let's start.
Okay.
Mr. Tendai, you can start sharing your
Okay, yeah,
PPT.
I'm going to just share my short PPT. Yeah. Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen from different countries and Tendai Chinoperegwe is my name with my wife Mavis, and I am joining this call from Harare. And just a brief about myself, Rainy, as you requested before we get into the interview of the day. So we are both in the business, and almost like I would say full-time in our Greenwood network marketing business. But when I started doing network marketing, my wife was not yet in the business, and she was also not yet a part of my life. I was very young when I started doing network marketing business. I had graduated from university, and after university, I got a very good job. My career was in banking and finance, so I got a job as a trainee investments analyst. But when I got the job and started working with a very good package, and then the financial services sector in Zimbabwe collapsed. Actually, the financial services company I was working for was the first victim to be shut down by the Central Bank of Zimbabwe. I was left jobless. I stayed out of employment for 1 year. Inflation was so high. But then I later on got a temporary administration job working with a women's organization that was focusing on raising funds and helping women do small projects. And while I was working there, the leader of that organization, who was a politician, also a farmer, and in various businesses, then got involved in network marketing. And that's how she then called us in a boardroom, and that's the boardroom where I'm seated there. And she shared the business. And then we were all forced as employees, your bosses presented something, then we had no choice but to say yes. And so I got involved in network marketing in December of 2005. I was 24 years at that time. And then she appointed me to also be responsible for training and explaining the business to others at our workplace. And so I wasn't so sure whether I was going to do this thing for the rest of my life. I wasn't so sure whether this thing was profitable or not, but I was highly inspired by the stories that I heard about other leaders that were in the business, and also looking at images like what we do in network marketing. And so 6 months after doing that, I qualified for a trip to Nigeria. We had an Africa region conference there with the first organization that I worked with. And it was at that conference in Nigeria that I was highly motivated, because I met leaders that were earning good incomes in the business. And also there were so many people in the conference, and I was highly inspired. When I left this conference, of course, at that conference, I was receiving a very small award, as you can see, Nokia 2600. And I was also being certified to become a regional and international trainer for the company. But when I left that conference, I went straight to my employer and told her I wanted to focus on this business full time. And that's how I got into network marketing full time in July of 2006. And I started working so hard because of what I had seen in Nigeria. Though the economy was bad, but I could not give up because of what I had seen there. And so in 2009, when the government in my country removed the Zimbabwe dollar, which was no longer functional at that time, my business started growing rapidly and also paying good financial rewards, and I became a 6-figure annual income earner in 2009. And from that time, my life changed. It was in 2012 that I then came to Greenwood, when the organization that I was working with had problems that affected its global operations. When I came to Greenwood, there wasn't really much activity in Zimbabwe, and it looked like the business was not going far. But immediately, because I was now coming from experience and also from training, I had a team of 3 people that I then sat down with and told them that we were going to launch the Greenwood business and launch a team. And so we created a presentation because we didn't have any OPP presentation. We just had the marketing plan from the book. And so after that, and then it was on a Friday, so on a Monday, we started doing meetings. And then we started having meetings, and the business started growing. So after 6 months, you will see in the first picture there, it was actually 4 months, about 13 people had qualified for the trip to China. And thereafter, we had the first award ceremony, and about 4 of my team members had received car awards, and the business grew. But in the first month, about close to 1,000 people joined the business. And from then on, the market grew bigger. So actually, after 2 years, I was already a 3-star manager and qualified for the luxury car, the Villa Award. And so you see the pictures from there. And that's a newspaper article reporting on the luxury car and the Villa Award as they were combined in one conference. And I also traveled to many countries with Greenwood, doing trainings and also speaking at different conferences and so on. And so today I'm here and a 2-star director in Greenwood. Later on, my wife then came into the business. She was coming from the bank, from the corporate world, and didn't believe in network marketing and so on. And but she was then converted and got involved in the network marketing profession. And today we travel together and build the business together. And that's just a brief about my story. And also after she got involved, initially she was not so serious also, but then after that we became more serious and started building the business together.
Thank
Rainy,
you.
are you still there?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Tendai. I'm here, always. Okay, I remember as the ambassador of Green World Africa region, you delivered a keynote speech at the summit in the United States of America. Actually, you mentioned that the young generation actually leads the young generation and treat them as the driving force of the network marketing. So, well, what is your strategy? And you can give us 1 or 2 examples of how you lead your young team members and guide them as the main driving force of your team, of your network, because this is a very important. Nowadays, in of team, we do have many young generations who's looking for better opportunities and who would like to fulfill their life, make their life, fulfilled and make their dreams come true. So if we know the power of them, and if we can successfully work together with them, then definitely you're going to make a great success in network marketing.
True. Okay, so you will realize that I am very passionate about the young people. Maybe also because I got into network marketing when I was young. So when I see a young person joining the network marketing profession, I have goosebumps. I feel like the right people have come, because I was only 24 years of age when I got into network marketing. And I know the feeling that I had at that time. And I also know that how I managed to brave through during those early stages. Some of the things that I was able to do because I was 24, 25, 26, 27, that a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old might not be so keen to do. And so I think age is an advantage in network marketing, and I just put up a few things there in relation to that. If you want to build a long-term business, because network marketing is not a get-rich-quick scheme, It is a business that you build for the long term. It's a business that you use to give your family a good standard of living. It is a business that you use to achieve and to realize your dreams and so on. And so if you want to build long term, it is very important that one of the key strategies that you must lay down in terms of your growth and the future of the business is looking into recruiting many young people into your organization. I have used this strategy for many years, even the time I say that the government removed the currency, which was no longer functional, and then my business started growing. I had many highly energetic young people around me. They were in their 19s, 20s, and they were willing to work hard. When you look at the Africa population, for example, according to Africa Union statistics, in the age group of 15 to 35 years, we have about 400 million people in Africa that are in the age group of 15 years to 35 years. And you see that those that are like 14, 15, 16, 17, most of them are still in school. But in the next 3 years to 5 years, those people are looking for jobs and looking for ways to make money. And therefore, it's a key strategy to also incorporate them in your plans. The young people do not have money when they are coming into the business. So after the time, if you ask most of them like to join the business as a 4-star or to start as a 5-star, they don't have that financial capacity unless maybe they're coming from a affluent family. But some of them can get family support from a brother, a sister, or somebody who can give them 3-star money. And the majority of them can start maybe as a 2-star or a 1-star. But here is the most important thing about the young people is that they have time and energy as their biggest asset. So when you want to have a meeting, they are present. When you want to teach them, they are present. And if you want to go into the market, if you teach them, they're able to go to the market. They are not going to get tired easily and so on. And so you can convert these two assets of the young people, of time and energy, into money. So they are also easy to teach and to cooperate with. The skills and the spirit of entrepreneurship can easily be transferred to them. And this is very important in building a network marketing business because you're going to need people that are skilled. You're also going to need people that have an entrepreneurship spirit. And if you don't have that, it's going to be difficult for you to build the business. They are also highly ambitious and easy to sell dreams to. So when you are hardworking as a leader and you can sell your lifestyle to them, they can buy into that because they are still young. Young people are not afraid of rejection. So it is also easy for you to work with them and to build the business with them. Young people have no family or responsibility that slows them down. They have no one to ask them. Like when I started doing the business, my mother, when I was in the rural home, my father had left employment in the city. He had moved back to the rural home. He was not feeling well. And so I was in the city, I was alone there, and I had no one to ask me, where were you? What time are you coming back home? And so on and so on. And did you leave money for bread, money for tomato? What? I didn't have all that. And so you see, when I started doing the business, I was free. So that's also an advantage in entrepreneurship. Because when you are building the business, especially in the early stages, you really need to pay more attention to invest a lot of time in the business. So it's an advantage when you have young people, and I'm speaking this from experience, and because you don't have responsibilities, you don't have any attachments really. You have no one to impress, really. It's just about you and you. And so it is also important to understand that today we are living in a tech world where technology is driving the economies globally. So they understand social media marketing and what is happening in the social media more than people that are older. They also have zero preconceived concepts about the industry. When you try to recruit people that are like maybe in their late 30s into 40s, 50s, they will be telling you that I once joined these similar things. I lost a lot of money in this. I lost a lot of money in that. My uncle was doing this. My husband once, my uncle, and stuff like that. So all these preconceived conceptions and negativity around the industry, even when people are getting in, does not exist in the young people because they're coming from university. They don't know what works and what doesn't work. They've never been involved in these kinds of things. Their friends were never involved. This is their first time to come into this kind of business. And so that absence of preconceived conceptions and negativity about the industry is critical in building a successful network marketing organization. And the future of any system anyway relies on the young generation. So when you're building your business in network marketing, then you can then have young people that you can work with in setting up a strong training support system for your business. Engage them in training activities. Let them stand in front to become the MC, to introduce the company, to introduce the business, to introduce the product. Let them participate in product demonstrations, how the calcium is made, how the blueberry juice is made, the facial mask of the spirulina powder and all that. Let them participate, and they are not jealousy. That's another thing that is found in the network marketing industry. There's a lot of jealousy, backstabbing, and hatred, and so on. But young people are not like that. I remember when I started doing network marketing, I was just 24, 25 years of age. When I started like realizing good benefit from the business and also receiving awards, the young people were more inspired by that because they were looking at me as one of them. So it was like in their mind, they are saying, if one of us could do it, then we can also do it, because this guy does not have any much of corporate experience. He doesn't have that much connections in the corporate world and politically or whatever. So if he can come from university as a young person and then he joins network marketing and then he becomes successful. So in their mind, they are saying that if somebody can do that, then we also can do it. So these are advantages of bringing young people into the business. And anyway, you also notice that after a period of time, your network marketing organization needs a life. You see, like now, this is my 12th year of my Greenwood team in existence. In those 12 years, it means that people that were 70 or that were 80 when I joined the businesses, they were my customers, and some of them were joining and starting to bring people. Some of those people now don't have the energy, and some of them are not even here. But you look at the people that were like 20, now they are only 32. They are still in the range of the youth of 15 to 35 years of age. And therefore, you involve them and encourage them. You also notice that when you're working with the young people, they are easy to put into roles and activities. They don't feel like you are pushing them. When you then bring older people and you tell them that tomorrow we have a meeting, so we have to prepare, you need to come, you can't toss them around if they are like in their 40s and 50s and so on. You really can't toss them unless they were trained properly or they are coming from a good environment and they have a good attitude. Then they can be used and be tossed around. So, but if not, you can't do that. You see a lot of resistance and a lot of things like that and a lot of negativity around that. I can tell you that from my experience, if you are to join a network marketing organization, and let's say you are 43 like me, and then you bring young people into your business, maybe they are 18 years to maybe 30 or 33 years old, the life of your business is going to be more stronger. The reason is because these people are not so jealous about you. There's no hatred, and there's no, the negativity is minimized because of the age and because of where they are coming from. They're coming from school where you have to support each other. They're coming from university where if you are sleeping in the same room with somebody, they don't have food, you share the same food, the same soap with them. So they still are not yet corrupted. And so starting early, I would say, was an advantage for me. So you can see there in 2006, this is just to inspire some young people that are in this meeting and they're part of our Greenwood business. But you also see that at that same period when I started doing training. As you can see those pictures there, all those pictures, the person in front there is myself. On the last picture there, you see the time that I really started getting bigger awards like the luxury car awards and so on. That was back in 2009, 2010. I've removed the name of the company there to help some, we might have some immature people in the meeting. So I've just blocked that. But that's how it started. And this is just to inspire young people that are in the meeting. So you understand that even though now, when you look at yourself on the mirror, when you look at yourself, you seem unbelievable when you're talking to the people. But you have the leverage or the advantage of time and energy, and you can use that. So when I started doing the business, I could do meetings from morning up to evening without a problem. I would leave my office maybe around 8 p.m., no problem. I would receive some stock from outside of the country, maybe 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I would drive my car and go to pick stock, deliver to the office at 1 a.m. in the morning, and then go back home. And tomorrow morning, I'm back in the office and so on. So that's an advantage of energy, and the advantage also of time. You can still fall and rise and fall and rise and fall and then stand and become successful. So obviously, after all this early stage period, 7 years later, I came to Greenwood. You can still see when you look at Africa Union statistics that even when I came to Greenwood, I was still in the category of the youth of Africa Union in the 15 to 35. I was only 31 years of age. So I still had so much energy again. In the first 6 months when we launched the Greenwood business in Harare, in Zimbabwe, there is not one weekend like Saturday, Sunday that we spend at home. From April 2012 to around September of that year, we did not spend a weekend at home. So Monday to Friday morning, we would have meetings in Harare. Then Friday after the meeting, we'll be driving out of Harare, maybe 300 kilometers or 400 kilometers for a meeting outside. If we don't travel on a Friday, maybe we have a meeting 450 kilometers away in the second largest city. And then early in the morning, we must be up, we'll take a shower, and then we are on the road driving, and we are going to be in front of the people at 9 o'clock, latest 9:30 in the morning, in a city that is like 450 kilometers away. All these are advantages of energy and being a young person. And you can also see that when you look at the meetings there that we had in the early stages, you can see we were targeting young people, we were targeting middle-aged people, because also you will notice that on the African continent, there is rising unemployment. And so it is very important that we understand the role that network marketing plays in alleviating poverty, lack, and also in dealing with unemployment. And so, of course, I went on to receive many awards in the business, and my team's also receiving awards and so on. But you see that 12 years later, the business is still in existence. And even outside of the country where we established the business from 2012, and then opened the market in Malawi, opened the market in Zambia, opened the market in Mozambique and other markets, you'll see that the young generation are still playing a key role in the survival and the life of the business in those markets. So, Madam Rainey, maybe that's what I would want to share on the youth and the role of the young people in network marketing. And we continue to attract and to focus on the young generation up to now.
Thank you, Mr. Tendai. This is a very important part of the network marketers. Let's see, because Greenwood has 30 years of history. In Africa, we have almost 20 years. Let's put it this way. We have actually 18 years history in Africa. So let us put this way. If you are at your 30s, when you started doing the business in Africa, so now actually you are already 50 years. So it doesn't mean that you are not young anymore. But if you are at this age, you definitely need to understand the young generation, and you need to understand how to work with them, how to lead them, how to speak their language. So this is a very important challenge to all the leaders, the first generation, the pioneers. So this is a very important. So thank you for I do agree with Mr. Audi. So thank you for your great insight, Mr. Tendai. And, we'll keep on working with them, and we'll keep on, learning how to make them as the main stem working force of the network marketer, because they are powerful. Secondly, I noticed that you're among the best recruiters. Especially, I remember, when we had the celebration, the anniversary celebration in Zambia. And after that, you stayed there and you recruited. I got this information from the general manager of Zambia. So he said that, wow, this was amazing that Mr. Tendai brought so many registration forms. Okay, so to him, to the office, it were the registration forms. But, when I asked you, you told us that actually they are the influential church leaders. And I even attended your Zoom meeting after that, I remember. And also this time, after we came back from, New York, from Washington, D.C., from Philadelphia, you are the one who organized the official OPP. And also, I remember that general manager, Mr. Albert, went to your OPP with products and the other stuff. So even I asked him that if, he needs my help, I could be there. But actually the following days, we were leaving for China. So actually, this was quite amazing. Can you please, because recruitment is the blood, is the lifeline of network marketing. Without recruiting, you won't be able to sustain your business. So can you please share with us your experiences of recruiting so many influential people, potential people, even in the cold market?
Okay, I would say that on the pillars of success in network marketing, the recruiting is one of the main pillars, but recruiting is, in my opinion, sort of like an art, but it's an art that you can learn. So I'm not so good at recruiting. My strength is in training and education, and also in support systems and all that. But where I can recruit, I can recruit. But my wife has more strength in that area also because she comes from marketing in the banking system and from insurance within the same banking system, where for you to earn money and for you to do professional marketing in a bank, you have to go and face clients like from scratch. You have to visit a company that is already in existence, and they already have their bank that they are working with, and they already have systems that are functional, and you have to convince them to shift or to at least have an account with your bank. And insurance, it's more challenging because you have to recruit people from scratch, and you know that in the money you earn in insurance, sometimes after every 2 years or so, you have to start recruiting again and so forth. So you really have to be a horse in that area. And so in network marketing, recruitment is critical. Without recruiting, without new blood, you will not grow. So you have to learn how to recruit, whether you like it or not. Now, to become effective in recruiting, the first thing is you need to invest in yourself. Your image is very important when recruiting. Because you see, when you are dealing with people, they look at you. Before you say anything or before you do any interaction, they just look at you. And the moment they look at you, the eyes sort of like take a picture and then sends to their brain. And once that happens, they already have a certain perception about you. So that's why you see that when you look at all the traditional trainers in sales, they focus on training recruit image as something that is very important because of the way people judge you by just looking at you before you say anything. You also notice that in sales, most of the professional sales people, when they start making money, they really work on the way they look. They really work on getting a nice car and sort of that, so that when they go to the people, they're trying to reduce the probability of failure from things that they can change, because this is something you can work on and something you can change. So you can't be looking scruffy and all that in sales and think that you get massive success. It's not like that. Even with social media marketing now, when you talk to people, they quickly do a background check, just like you see when you're applying for a visa to the United States of America, and then they ask you to put your Facebook, your Instagram, and so forth. They can then use that to check on you. So that's the same thing, that today, once you give people your name or you interact with people, they start checking you. They go to your Instagram, they go to your Facebook, they go on TikTok, and they are checking your reputation and your image there. And before you even talk to them, they already have what they have already created from what they saw. You must also work on communication and presentation skills. Because you see, when you are going to recruit people that are influential, like you gave an example of pastors, bishops, and so on, you must know that these people, they look at your reputation seriously, because when you are bringing in your reputation in their life, your reputation can destroy the reputation that they built over the years. So they must be very careful who is coming there. So, and they also operate with a team around them of people. So they have many eyes around them of advisors and people around them who they also listen to. They might not take the advice, but they listen to what those people are saying. And so you must work on your communication and presentation skills, because when you are then given the opportunity to speak, even for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, maybe you speak to the wife of a pastor, and then she says, we might not be able to do that, but we can open a platform for you to talk to church members. When that is done, the next step is you're not going to be invited to stand in front of the people. You are going to be invited to explain to the pastor or the bishop or the reverend. When you do that, what you are going to say and how you are going to say things and everything is going to determine the success rate or the failure rate. So then your knowledge must be good. And the moment you get into network marketing, the day you sign your form, from that day, you must start squashing or destroying or plucking out all bad habits. Because these bad habits, they have a way of like showing up when you are dealing with people, when you're in front of people. So you must destroy or pluck out bad habits like lying, being just a dishonest person, because some of those influential people, they have mastered the art of testing people. So what they can do is, maybe, for example, they can give you money or ask you the pricing of the products, or they can give you money to say, buy me these products and so on. And they then, after that, they check on you whether you were transparent and honest. A $5 dishonest transaction or $10 dishonest transaction, the people that are successful financially, the rich people, the business people, and so on, they take those things seriously. And so you may find that the next time now you want to go there, access is now being denied, and you're wondering, but I helped this guy. I sold products to them, and now the wife is even telling me they helped the father. Why all of a sudden they no longer want me back? There were some bad habits that you carry and you don't want to drop. That has now become what blocks the door for you in recruiting these kinds of people. So the best investment for you to be able to be a good recruiter is to invest in yourself first. Then second, you invest in your team, and then you grow. You also can use the approach of going to places where you have a chance of meeting great people. And there you have the opportunity to meet some people. And when you meet them, or when you have an opportunity to be introduced, you have to. That's why your communication skills, your knowledge, and everything, your habits, everything must change, because now you must understand that influential people, they exist in sort of a network already. So when you serve or when you deal the right way with one of them, that's what will then make you to be linked to the other one and the other one. Remember, for example, if you look at people that are in ministry, they are pastors, for example. When they were in college or training to become a pastor, it was not only this pastor who was there. He was maybe in training with maybe 70 or 100 or 300 more pastors. And then when they leave, they are now operating in different places. So now, when you are dealing with one, it's not just about a pastor. It also works in the corporate world, where you get to someone's office, or in politics, where you are dealing with a politician. It's a whole network. So that's why you will notice that when you are dealing with them, they always ask you for a reference of another man of God or another person in their same area or line who is doing the same thing, or that is working with you. When you tell them, they might actually go an extra mile to make a call and contact those people. I have had people that I have done presentations to, and I was introduced that, oh, this is a young man who is doing this and that and that. And then, I am given the opportunity. And then after being given the opportunity, when I leave that place, they contact the person that I mentioned in that meeting. And if they get a bad recommendation, getting back there is going to be very difficult. The door is going to be closed. And so you must understand how these people operate. And also you must understand how the world that they exist in, how it works. Remember, these people have a reputation to maintain. So anything or anyone that may damage or dent what they've built over the years, they're always on high alert of such people so that they can quickly eliminate them from their system. And I see that in network marketing, when I'm dealing with people or when I'm in the crowds or when we have big meetings and so on, I've noticed also that some people are reckless with their talking. And that reckless talk affects you in building your network marketing business. You must be careful in network marketing in commenting about religion, politics, and things that are marital in nature. These three areas are sensitive. So when you talk about religion, you must make sure that what you are saying is positive. When you're talking about politics, you must make sure that as a salesperson, you always try to do your best to maintain neutral position. When you are commenting about marital or marriage issues of people, you must also try to maintain neutral position. I'm talking about people that want to be successful in terms of sales and marketing is concerned. Here is an example of a person who is struggling in the area of recruiting people that are influential. You may realize that you can talk negatively against maybe a church pastor who has his own church or ministry. And yet you might have downlines who are from there. They are in your team, but maybe you don't know. Or maybe you want to recruit people, but you have underestimated the influence of that individual. So, and also you will see that when you look at the way the churches operate, you can have a big pastor or church in Nigeria, for example, and that church in Nigeria might have so many people, but that pastor there also has other pastors who are under him in different countries. But then there are also other people that don't belong to that church who are also running their churches, who are connected to this pastor. And then now, if you are a reckless talker, and then you are talking maybe negative about maybe this example that I'm giving of maybe an influential pastor who is in Nigeria. And then if these people now that you are trying to work with in your team or that are trying to recruit, when you are reckless, it might then affect you when you want to build your team or when you want to grow. Some may actually walk away from your team after hearing you speaking negative about their pastor. Some may walk away from your business after hearing you talking about a politician whom they support. That's why you must maintain a neutral position. Some might actually not come into your business because maybe you don't know the help that they have gotten from that area and so on. So these are things that you need to be careful about. So we don't recruit people with Mavis from our church that we go to only. No, it's across, even outside. The reason being that we have to be careful. And even when we recruit those people, I hardly talk to people about the church that I go to. I talk to people about the pastor that pastors my church. I hardly do that. The reason is because maintaining a neutral position in these sensitive areas is critical, because it can affect your business. I've seen people that I've had people actually coming to me that I heard this leader talking negative about my pastor. And so because of that, I don't want to work with this person. How can they speak like that about my pastor? Because you must know that doing that is like telling my child, my daughter, that your father is a useless guy. So then after that, you want my daughter to work for you. It might be difficult. So that's how it works. And so because these people are influential, they have a following, they have people that follow them, you must make sure that you penetrate that market. It's good because once you penetrate it and you hold it with care, your expansion may be big because they already have a network. The only thing is you want to bring their network into your network. So, but the network, they already have it, because they can't be an influential person without people. For them to be influential, they already have people. But now you have to know that access to those people is through them. So, but through them, your language must be the language of business. And also you must understand that when you're talking to them, you can't be talking small, like telling them that, you see, like when you join and then Greenwood will pay you 41% of $80. So you get $32.80 and so on. You don't use this kind of language. When you talk to influential people, make sure that you sell to them how you and your business model can help the people. If there are people who have believed in them and bought into them as a good leader, if they can see that the people following them or the people that they have already believed in them, if those people can get help from what you are saying, they may sacrifice or look into considering your story. And so you have to master the art of selling the benefits of the network marketing business to the masses. How many people can benefit from the business model? They don't want a situation where they get into something and they make money by themselves, and then it looks like they are using the people. They don't want that. So the moment you focus on telling them that Greenwood will give you a luxury car, a villa, and so on, they are already driving cars and so on. And so they are not looking into that. They are looking for things that can empower the people. So if it's a woman who is leading a woman empowerment group, like my first sponsor in network marketing, she was running a women organization, leading women and so on. So she was concerned about things that would help the women. So this is what ignited her energy. And she said, I'm going to do this and we're going to mobilize women. So she was more concerned about bringing women into the organization. That's the same thing when you look at your example of what happened in Zambia. It is my wife who recruited somebody from a church, from the church. And this lady from the church then said, oh, I have my former pastor that I would want you to meet. You see, this former pastor is not a part of our church. And so now when you then bring this person, you can't then speak negative about other pastors of other churches. You will lose this guy. Because now, so then after that, then I met with this guy. And then I had a presentation with him in Zambia. And after that, then this guy said, you know what, today, because of the nature of the business that you explained, its ability to help the people. And I was leading many people in World Vision. And I worked with World Vision International for 17 years. And I'm also a man of God, and I deal with many people, and I also work with many bishops and pastors and so on. So I would want to extend this thing to the people. If what you are telling me is true, and also looking at your pictures from when you started up to now, I can follow your story. This is what he was saying to me. And you must learn things from what he was saying. And so he said after that, so I'm going to get in and I'm going to start mobilizing the people. And that's how it started. And that's how the network then spread in Zambia through his network and influence of World Vision. I remember when we started there, the office would be full of those World Vision 4x4 cars and so on, when they believed in the product and then stretched. And then he started influencing people in other countries where he has influence and so on and so on. We are still yet to open his team in America because World Vision is also there and so on. So these are just one or two things that you need to look into, that your attitude, your behavior in front of them, and so on. You don't want to be a woman and then you get to the pastor's house and then the woman thinks a threat has come to take away her husband, or a demon has arrived and so on. So you have to take care of these things and know that you benefit more. They are already powerful. They have teams, they have people, and you can grow from there. But mind your tongue, discipline your tongue, discipline your mouth when it comes to church leaders, politicians, and successful business people. When you discredit them with your mouth in front of people that believe in them and follow them, you are going to lose big time because of how the whole system works. So Rainy, I think that's all I have to say on this area. I don't know if you have any question in line with that.
Okay, we'll give you more time in the future for more training and presentations in this topic. This is very important. Okay, I actually have attended your Zoom meeting, your Zoom OPP, and very impressed by the number of the attendees. Well, using social media as a tool of marketing is essential to today's network marketers. So please let us know how you use the social media as a new method of marketing.
So when I started doing network marketing in 2005, I don't think Facebook was there. I have not checked, but I was not on Facebook. Instagram was not there. TikTok was not there. LinkedIn was not there, and so on. So when I started, this was more of a physical business where you have to meet the people face to face. And if you want people to know anything about you or about what your organization is doing, you must go and see the people and do a presentation, have a PowerPoint presentation, put your pictures there, and so on. And over the last 1 to 2 decades, things have really changed, especially in the last 10 years. With the coming in of social media, the influence of YouTube, the influence of Facebook, Instagram, and so on. So this now becomes the new way to tell the world about you, about what you do. Traditionally, we would have to go physically and do a meeting and do a PowerPoint, explain to the people, and use magazines and use newspaper articles and so on. So I would always, when I started moving in network marketing in 2009, I was 28 years of age. I would go to the media to have interviews with the news so that I'm featured on the television. Newspaper articles, I would invite newspapers, even Chinese newspapers like Xinhua News Agency, I would invite their representatives in Zimbabwe to take news and so on, and then distribute this to the teams. Then they distribute those interviews to the people. Now things have changed. Now we have social media. And even the generation of the youth that I was talking about, you cannot do anything. There's nothing you can do under the sun to remove the young people from social media. If you are trying to do that to your children and to the young people, you must know from me that you are fighting a losing battle. Because the time that they are living in is the same time like when the television was introduced. A mother would tell her children, don't go next door to watch the TV, and their children would still go and watch the television next door. And now we have this new thing now. It's here and it's going nowhere. So now, for you to tell the world about what you do, you now must use social media. So in network marketing, we sell happiness, we sell hope, we sell joy, we sell dreams, we sell lifestyle. But this happiness, joy, dreams, lifestyle is backed by a solid product and by a sound business model or business plan. So the products that we have in the business plan are the foundation of what we really sell. So we sell happiness, we give hope to the hopeless. If people are unemployed, when they come to us, they receive hope. If people are not happy, they feel neglected in society, in their families, in their marriages, and so on. When they come to our business, they find happiness there. We sell dreams, we sell lifestyle. So these are things that people need and they want in their life. But now we then have a solid product and a solid business plan to back that up so that we are not a scam and we are not a pyramid scheme. We need a product, a solid one, and we need a business plan to back that up. So this is the message now that you are then taking onto the social media, that we are Greenworld, we are network marketers. So you said you said that is the ambassador of Africa, but I want to say to you, the moment that you join this business and you decide to be a distributor and not just a customer, but to build the business, from that day, you become the ambassador of Greenwood and the ambassador of network marketing. So now, the role of an ambassador is to be like the face of something, to speak positively about something, to promote something. If it's a culture, they have to promote that culture. So if you are an ambassador of network marketing, you have to promote the network marketing profession. If you're an ambassador of Greenwood, you have to promote the Greenwood model. So now you don't want to promote and then people are looking at your pictures on Facebook. To start with your profile picture, you are looking sad, you are looking so broke, people are feeling sorry for you and they look at your picture on social media, then that way you are not an ambassador of the business, because you don't want the bottle of Chitosan or the box of intestine tea to be well packaged and to look good more than you, the distributor. You don't want that. So I use social media like Facebook, Instagram, for personal branding and to market the lifestyle that network marketing can give, and also to market the product. But I don't really like post products in a salesy way, no. When I want to post a product, like the herbal toothpaste of Greenwood, so after this meeting, I will do that maybe tomorrow, to post the herbal toothpaste tomorrow morning. When I'm in the 5-star hotel, like in the Marriott Hotel or in the what, I then take a picture of the Greenwood toothpaste in the bathroom, in the 5-star hotel. I'm borrowing the power of the Marriott Hotel and incorporating it with the power of Greenwood and of the herbal toothpaste, and then I take a picture. And then when I post that picture, if I want to write something, I have to think about this. Because remember, in network marketing, we replaced the traditional marketing and advertising. And now we are responsible for the marketing and advertising. So it's not just about the matter of just taking a picture, post it, and then you say things. That you have to think it's something that's planned. People that do successful social media marketing, I'm still learning in that area. But people that successfully do that, some of them, they don't even do it directly. They actually have employed people that they pay money who are responsible for that. The reason is because their posts must be well thought of. The information they post must be well thought of. And so this is like a marketing department that they have in their life. And this is now important because of the time that we are living. So after the meeting, you can go on your social media page and check your profile picture. You can check your posts there. If someone was to check, you say maybe you are saying to people that I'm 7 years with Greenwood. and then if they were to check 7 years ago and they start checking your pictures and checking your posts, do they see an improvement? Because people want to follow people that are progressing. Do they see a lifestyle that they want? Because people are looking for the lifestyle that one can give, that they can also emulate. They are looking for people that they want to become like. So, like, for example, let's say you are in South Africa, and then you are thinking of buying a car. And then in South Africa, maybe you can easily buy a BMW electric car or a Tesla electric car. You must know that when you buy that Tesla electric car or the BMW electric car, you are in the young people, when they see that, they feel like this is a person to follow. Because remember, they are not growing up in a time where diesel and petrol is the thing. They are growing up in a time where diesel and petrol is nothing. They are growing in a time where a car must use solar and must be connected on electricity, and then you drive your car. So when they see a leader who is doing network marketing, and then they are driving a Tesla, they are highly motivated to see, wow, this guy is driving a Tesla and things like that. To you, you are older, you are in your 40s and 50s, you're just wondering what is a Tesla and so that. Because when you were born, these things were not there. So when you are using social media, use it also to sell yourself as a brand that people can then follow. And don't be salesy on social media. There are people that post the ignored products Sunday to Sunday. Every day they are posting the product. They are posting the product every day. They are trying to push so hard so that someone can contact them and say, I have piles. No, it doesn't work that way. Go on social media. You are going to find people that put posts of a health problem or of a product. Before they do that, when they are talking about maybe the product, some of them don't even mention the company name, but they will tell you that there's a revolutionary product that has been developed by one of the lead scientists in the world from reputable universities and colleges, and has done a lot of research work. They're talking about a product, but they're now marketing the person behind. And then they sometimes then go to talk about the health problem, how it affects you. Let's say it's gastric problem. And then they talk about it. And then after that, then they give a link that you can then click and follow, or a WhatsApp message, and so on. And then when you look at the comments of the people, you'll see maybe 350 people asking, where can I get this product? 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 They can put a medical doctor who is behind the product, like Professor Lee. So Professor Lee has done a lot of work now, but now you need to know how to use her integrity to sell the product online. So these people, you are going to see when you start checking on social media, people who do that when they are talking about a health product, the number of people that will follow them is a lot in terms of inquiring about how to buy the product and also wanting to know. They speak like they own this whole industry, and they know a lot about the industry, and the medical system behind this product is huge. And that is why people follow that. They don't just take pictures and put products on the table, take pictures and start posting daily. That's being salesy. Being salesy describes one who pitches their product or service aggressively and superficially to the point of making the prospects uncomfortable and responsive. They don't respond to your posts. You see you have 1 like, you have 3 likes, or just your friends or your relatives who are feeling sorry for you. And then you don't get sales. And sometimes it annoys them. I was attending the one training by Eric Warre of network marketing. He actually says that some people that follow him and they do that, he unfriends them. So you may find that maybe you were following some of these people, key leaders in network marketing, and then later on they unfriend you. They unfriend you because you are being too salesy. It's not like they don't like network marketing or they don't like your company. No, they don't like your approach. So if they don't like it, it means the prospects that you're trying to reach out to, they also are going to be unresponsive and so forth. So study the fisherman and the hunter, how the fisherman goes to try and get fish from the water. They understand the appetite of the fish and they get worms and other things, and they are there, they are calm, they put their fishing rod in the water, they are waiting, they are trying to get to the fish to see what it likes, and then gravitate towards that. So that's what we do on social media. We are fishing, we are hunting. So now what we must do is like the fishermen, we must throw our nets or throw our fishing rod. But when we throw our fishing rod, we must make sure that we understand the appetite of the people that we want to recruit. So they must be attracted to what we do, our lifestyle and everything. And this is what makes you to be a successful fisherman or hunter in network marketing. So avoid being salesy and pushy on social media. It will kill your attraction power. It will kill your business.
Thank you, Ms. Tendai. We need to go brief so we can have Madam Mavis as one of our guests. I'm going to save one big questions to the future because we're going to make a special session for your training. How does the training system goes and how important the training system is to network marketing. But I still have one more questions. As the leader, as the trainer, motivator, and I know that you run a very successful specialty shop, and also the ambassador of Africa. So how do you balance all those roles? Okay, maybe this is a time that we could get Madame back. So when you work as a team, well, the best team as a spouse, what is the role you two played differently to manage your organization? So what is the role? How do you balance all these roles? And how are you going to share the roles with Madame Mavis?
Okay. I think that when you're working as a couple, it's a challenge. Many people can't do that. They'll be fighting every day and so on. So, but it is important that you know the strength of your partner. You study your strengths, and you know your strengths, what you can do, what you cannot do, and then so that you divide. If your spouse is good in administration work, then make sure that they are responsible for that. If they are terrible in that area, make sure they don't go in that area. Otherwise, it will create problems. If you are good at training and education, make sure that you put your energy in the area that you are good at, so that you can divide the roles between the two of you, but also incorporate your teams, so that your business partners are a part of what you are doing. So you might not create like departments within the team, but they will exist. There are people that are responsible for event organization, people responsible for team administrative work, people responsible for communication of the team to the company, and so on. So you need to divide the roles according to the strengths of the individuals, whether it's between you and your spouse or with your team.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Tendai. Shall we have Madam Mavis back? Because, we're going to
Okay.
have a few interesting questions for her. We want
Yeah.
to know how you two share the different roles, how you work as the strongest team ever. And I would also like to understand from her that what is the strength she looks at you, and what is the strength that you look at her. So how do you
Yeah,
see each other? The strengths to,
yeah,
okay, so this is what I would like to know, and I believe this is what we would like to know.
yeah. So she's coming, and but I would say that a strength in recruiting is more than my strength in terms of cold market recruiting and general recruitment. We can just walk into a market and then she can recruit people. The next thing we are doing meeting. But when we are now doing presentation, I have to do the presentation. When we are now wanting to do some administration work, I have to look into all those structures. When we are now trying to do the paperwork and all that, I have to set up systems in that area because she's not a person for that area. But in terms of recruiting people, we can just walk into a city like we went to the United States. The United States people are busy and all that, but in the hotels and different places that we went to, at the airports and everything, already recruited some people. But now when it comes, the moment the people say they want to know more, then she pushes them away to me, and then I have to do the business explanation. And now she's here.
Okay, good evening, Madam Mavis. Well, we're so sorry that actually we took too much time. But anyway, we are going to invite you back in the future. So let us understand from you, how do you share the different roles as a team, and also, what is your strengths over Mr. Tendai? He just mentioned one, that you're better recruiter than him. So what else that you actually could do better than him?
Thank you, Miss Rennie, for having me in this meeting. And thank you, Greenwald friends, for listening to me for the first time. I also close the meetings and I train our team members to recruit. I take them to the market to grow their teams. I take some of the team members to the market to train them how to approach people, how to qualify prospects, and how to talk to people. So my strength is on the recruiting side because I was working in the insurance industry, then in the bank, within the same bank, then the CEO advised me to read a degree towards marketing. So I have a degree in marketing, sales and marketing. Then I was promoted to an executive sales and marketing. So because of that strength, I have a good back, because for 10 years I was doing this thing, but it's slightly different. The insurance is a bit difficult than network marketing. But I think it was a strength for me. When I came to this side, it was easy for me to do this thing. But to tell the truth, Mr. Tendai is the one who helped me. I actually didn't want to do this business. I was in the bank. I was an executive, a marketing executive. I had bought cars. I had bought houses. I was earning like $9,500 US. So when he tried to recruit me into this business, initially I refused. But one day when he went to Mozambique to one of his team members, I was left alone at home, obviously with kids. So when I was rearranging things after the wedding, soon after the wedding, I bumped into one of his income statements. Then I found it was more than double my 9,500. That's when I started to be positive about the business. Then I started to go to the meeting. I was calling their meetings. I was calling their meetings, not my meeting. But soon after seeing his income statement, I said, let me try this. I started attending their meetings to understand the business. Then I started doing the business. But I have a lot to help Mr. Tendai in this business, especially you ran away, Mrs. Rennie, from my strength when you want me to answer another question, but I prepared to answer the recruiting part. because let me maybe say a few statements about recruiting, maybe to help someone here. For example, when we have OPP, 3 days before OPP, I go straight into the market. I target myself to recruit 30 new people. I qualify them. Then I'll be training some of my members. I'll be with them. Some of my team members, I'll be with them. So I qualify them, but qualifying them, it helps me to ensure if the prospect is interested or has the means to join the business. So I train my team members to qualify prospects, not to waste time talking to everyone. So I qualify prospects, I build a rapport, I establish a strong connection and trust with prospects before they come into the meeting. I do a pre-OP conversation, a brief call or a chat to introduce myself, purpose, and self-expectations. Then a day before OPP, I follow up my prospects to confirm their interest and numbers coming to the meeting or to the presentations. Then on the day of the OPP, I make sure my all team members, they are well dressed and the OPP room is well prepared and clean. Then Mr. Tendai does the presentations, then I close the meeting. Because Mr. Tendai is not good at pushing people to make payments, I close the meeting and I make sure a sale is a sale, or a presentation is successful when we have people paying money joining the business. Because after presentation, we have to make sure they join with payments, not just stories. So I close the meeting to help him to make sure the meeting was successful.
So we understand that you actually open the OPP and then you close the deal by making sure that people actually take the action by making the payment. This is actually the two very important phase of the OPP. So thank you. That is why your recruiting rate is so amazing. This team, believe me, is one of the best team in recruiting and also in training. I'll leave the training for future because today we don't have enough time for this. This is a huge topic. Okay, and we understand that what makes you two more successful is not only because you two possess the qualities, the strengths to make you successful network marketer, but actually you have overcome more obstacles and challenges more than anyone else. So, Madam Mavis, we are curious that, have you ever come across obstacles, difficulties, and how did you deal with those situations? I know that you could have come across so many times. Just give us one or two examples. How did you guys deal with or overcome those obstacles that the ordinary distributors also could have faced with?
Thank you, Mr. In any business, whether you are in clothing or you are in any business, there are some challenges and obstacles. But to become successful in that business, we have to face any challenge. But in this business, the biggest challenge that we have is the get-rich-quick schemes, companies that come and maybe poach some of our team members and take them because they will be lying that you'll be doing nothing, you'll be earning lots of money. So they disturb the growth of our teams. But any challenge, we are there to defeat it. So we defeat these challenges by explaining to our team members that the get-rich-quick schemes, they are just like a wind, they just come and go, and they are not strong. But in our business, we have physical offices, no one will steal from you. and we have a product, and we explain, we give them the advantages of our business, a stable business, against the get rich quick schemes. So sometimes we see them coming back after they are hit out there, after their money is stolen. So those are some of the challenges that we meet. And some of the challenges, like in our country, we have a problem with the fluctuating rates because of our currencies. Our currency is always changing. Sometimes we have a Zim dollar, sometimes we have a Zig. They give different names. So with our new people, when they go to get their commissions or their bonuses, sometimes they find the rate is up or the rate is down. But we are fixing that by selling the products and registering people in US dollars. I think you are having some stable commissions these days. We are fixing that.
Actually, we thank you so much for doing this, because we understand that in Zimbabwe, this is a huge challenge. You know, the fluctuation of the currency between the rate to US dollars. This make people suffer a lot. That's a good idea. And also, you know, we realize that you too, wherever you travel, whenever you travel, first of all, you enjoy yourself very much. And then, you know, secondly, you know, you take the opportunities of doing the business, like what Mr. Tendai just mentioned. He put the toothpaste, the company's toothpaste, in a 5-star hotel in one of the most well-known, you know, leading hotel in the world, or let's say in New York. So this is really a brilliant idea. So can you share with us how do those awards, including the trips, the international trips awards, the car awards, Mr. Tendai has hit all the awards, starting from the business car, the luxury car, the China trip, the international trip, up to the villa funds. So how do you see that those awards motivate yourself and also your team members?
An award is a goal setter, and for team members. It is a goal setter for team members, for they will work hard to achieve their goals as they are focusing on an award and a goal. There will be growing teams and sales. So life will be made easy for team leaders.
Okay, all right. So what makes you successful in being a leader of Africa region? So there's so many features and qualities. So among all of this, so what you think the most important that contribute to your success?
As a leader in a region, you have to have language skills, because each and every country have their own language in their country. So you have to make sure, if you can't speak that language, maybe you speak English, so that there's communication. Then you also have to understand their local culture, so that your approach is in line with their local customs, values, and languages in their country.
Okay, all right. This is also good. I remember, you know, when we interviewed other leaders, that they said that, you know, actually they Madame Moyo Nerones actually used the interpreting devices when she went to Mozambique, speaking in Portuguese. So this is really very important. So okay, as start to manager and start to director, so what is your plan of 2025? So you two can give us different plan, or you share one plan, you share one goal.
For you are asking for what is my plan for 2025?
Yeah, and what is the plan for Mr. Tendai? Or are you sharing the same plan or same goal? So let us know.
We cannot share the same goal, because Mr. Tendai is already 2-star director and I'm a 3-star manager. So we have different goals. So I have a lot to do, but my goal is to go to 1-star director in 2025.
Okay, all right. So I think we need to update the video for the Diamond Club member, because when we did that, you still start 2 manager. Congratulations. So, okay, so I think we need to revise it and update it, because there's still 2 months to go. We believe that there's going to be a lot of upgradation of some of the leaders. Okay, so as a start to manager, what do you want to say to today's attendees or audience?
I want to encourage my Greenwood friends to step up the game or to pull up the socks, because if Mr. Tendai had not left his income statement in his bedroom, I would not be here today, because I'd rejected this business because I was earning a good income and had a very good position in the bank. I bought houses, I bought cars. So for me, there was no need to do something. But when I saw his income statement, I was motivated to do this business. And the awards that we're talking about, they also motivated me, because we traveled all over the world, especially at the initial stage of my business in Greenwald. He was paying for me all those trips. So if he had no money, he was not going to recruit me. So as Diamond Club members, as leaders, I think we need to increase our commissions or our bonuses, so that when we show them to our downlines or to our prospects, they will easily come into the business.
Thank you. Well, my questions goes like that. Ms. Tendai, did you leave the income statement at home on purpose?
No, no, actually, it was not on purpose. Actually, I keep my income statements from the time that I started the business, because you realize that sometimes I meet people that are new, and talking to them about big figures will not be good. So I showed them my first income statements when I was still starting, earning $52, $100, $200, so that they believe that you can start small. But then I didn't leave on purpose. It was just something that she bumped into. And then it was a good recruitment for me.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mavis. I know that you two actually the role model for most of our leaders and distributors. So that is why I on purpose leave a lot of time today for our audience. So I know that people are eager, people can't wait to ask you questions. I'm going to give these opportunities to them. So, okay, I'm very happy, and I personally learned a lot. I'm going to make reservations to a special session for you too, how to operate the training and education system into network marketing next month, not this month, because this month the schedule has been full. So I'm going to give this to our audience. So ladies and gentlemen, seize the opportunity to ask these two great leaders. You can unmute yourself, raise your hand and mute yourself and ask, feel free to ask questions. I know some ladies especially want to talk to Madam Mavis.
Oh,
I see
there's a question.
Madam Nernus Moyle, and I see a lot of leaders today. So you can unmute yourself and start asking questions to either Ms. Tendai or Madam Mavis.
I think there's a question from Son Mwinga there.
Yeah.
Which is directed to Madam Mavis. It says, what do you mean by qualifying prospects?
He wants me to answer.
Yeah, he wants to know
like
what you mean when you say you qualify a prospect, when you're looking at a person and you want to approach them or to sell to them. What does that mean?
If I'll be checking if they have the capacity to do the business. When I say capacity, I mean, do they have money to do the business, first of all? Then are they business minded? Those are some of the things that we check. Are they able to do the business? You don't just approach everyone, but there are many things that you look at the person before you approach them to talk to them about the business so that you don't waste time.
Thank you, Madam Mavis. Okay, Mr. Waburaka, please, you can unmute yourself and talk to them.
Hello, everyone.
Good
This is
evening.
Mr.
Good evening.
from Kenya. Thank you so much, Mr. Tendai. What I can request, we need you in Kenya again. We miss you so much. Can you organize with the top leaders so that you may visit Kenya? Then the business, I know it will be more powerful. Like the time you were in Kenya, the business was more powerful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. We're going to arrange Miss the Fish from Naivasha.
Okay, we are going to arrange, since Mr. Tendai has been awarded as the ambassador of Africa region. Actually, next year we are going to arrange the exchange visit, not only in countries in Africa, but also in different regions. In Latin America, Ms. Tendai has been in Eurasia region before, but hasn't been to Latin America yet. So next year, after the great event, the grand event of the 30th anniversary, then after the Christmas, we are going to arrange this kind of exchange. And also we would like to invite the leaders from other regions to Africa to share the ideas and change the ideas with us. So thank you very much. This is very important. Thank you. Madam Connie, please, you can unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening,
I'm
Madam.
Connie. How are you? I'm Connie from Zimbabwe, but based in United States in DMV. I want to thank Mr. Tendai and Ms. Mavis for the way they talk and the example, and they open the way, and we understand very well what they say. And I wish to meet them one day. But I want to ask you the question: if I want people to Zimbabwe to join, how much are they going to pay for the first payment for the goods?
Okay, in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Okay, in Zimbabwe, the 4-star entry is about $870. The 3-star entry is about $270. The 2-star is about $105. Then 1-star is like $20, just the registration.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Because I think I want to recruit people in Zimbabwe and my family as well.
Okay, not a problem.
Thank you,
Okay,
Madam
thank you.
Connie. Thank you, Madam Connie. You are also invited together with Mr. Knowledge as a VIP guest on 30th this month, on 30th August, to give us the motivational speech and also share with us about your personal experience in the United States. So remember, ma'am, on 30th, you and Mr. Knowledge are invited.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Connie. So if you want to ask more questions, please kindly unmute yourself. And also we see in the chat box one more question. Ms. Tendai, please give us some advice on how to lead, let's see, the elders. I see these questions.
Some
Mm,
advice to older
advice to the
distributors.
older okay, to the older
Yeah, yeah.
distributors.
Okay. So actually today we spoke more about the youth, but when you are building your network marketing organization, you must know that we have three different groups. We have the youth, then we have the middle-aged people, then we have the older people. The youth have time and energy, but they don't have money. They also don't have health problems like arthritis, like infertility problems. They are not yet in that category, most of them. The middle-aged people have responsibility and they're trying to raise a family. They have dreams. They want to send their kids to better schools. They want to give their children better lifestyle. They want to send them to university and so on. So you are going to ride on that because they need more extra money for them to be able to do this. And they also have money because most of them are employed or they are doing their own small business or self-employed. So you have to understand that these middle-aged people, they have money, they have the capacity, and they are also in the working class people. The old people, their energy has diminished, but they have an advantage to your business because they have money. Some of them, even if they can't buy the products, they have children who can support them. Their child, I've people that come to my shop, I talk to them, and then the next thing they send a message, and the next thing their child is calling me from the UK or from America. They're asking me how much is the bill, and they are sending money. So this is an advantage with people that are in old age because they have children who can support them, number one. Number two, they also have extra finances. And number three, they also have the need for the product because they have health issues and so on, and therefore they need the products. And then number four, they have a strong and solid network. They have people that trust them, people that they have lived with for a long period of time. And these people, they trust them. And so I have people like today, this morning, actually, when I was preparing for this meeting, I got a call from one insurance guy. He was in insurance for many years. I think he is now like 85 years old, but still highly energetic and so on. So he referred me to a certain family. The moment I talk to this family and I am referring to him, it's no longer about me. It's about the power of the relationship I have with this man. So when you are referred to people by someone who is, I would say 60 years and above, or 55 years and above, your integrity, you are going to be received instantly because of the age of the person. So when you are older, you have an advantage that when you are recruiting people, they don't feel that a thief has come, somebody who wants to steal them or dupe them or lie to them. Because of your age, they believe that you are coming to them with wisdom, with understanding, and with a heart that feels for them. So it's an advantage to be older and have gray hair because you you are accepted and received. Like if you want to go and recruit even in a government department or in a big organization, the security people can't be rough to you if you are like 65 or you are 68. They will be lenient with you and they can allow you because they think, what can this old man do? He can't rob the company, he can't destroy things here. So it's also an advantage to be in old age.
Thank you, Ms. Tendai. In China, we also have a so-called gray hair economy.
Yeah.
Actually, it means that the country actually take a very focus on satisfying this gray hair. Well, like us, we don't really love this word, so we prefer the silver hair. So actually, those people of children have grown up, they can start making their own living. So we can have some extra money on hand to spend and invest on ourselves. And by the way, for example, if I myself use one product to make a change on my own, to make me look younger, make me look slimmer, believe me, 10 behind me will start asking me what happens and what products I use. So this is very important, and they can also make a big, good, sales force. Okay, I see Mr. Eric Towell from Kenya has raised his hand. So please unmute yourself, sir, and start asking questions.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good.
Evening.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of this particular sharing today. I'm very happy from what I've heard from our leaders. You guys are role models, and I've been seriously thinking about now building a network in Zimbabwe. I want to believe you guys are in Zimbabwe. And what I wanted to ask actually is, can you probably, when now I'm prospecting probably in Zimbabwe, some of the specialty shops that I don't know if we can be able to refer them to the shops for training, something like that. And also this is to Mr. Tendai. Thanks for that wonderful enlightenment. I know when we look at, when we hear and look at how you guys have been doing this business all the while, some of us think it's just all smooth sailing, and sometimes it's never like that. So particularly to Mr. Tendai, probably you can narrate one of your worst days in network marketing so that we can be able to relate to it in our struggles also to achieve what we are looking for in network marketing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eric, for that. So I would say that you talked about the shop. We are going to try and give you the address there, and we help your people. And I would say that inside of network marketing, the biggest challenge is working with people. Because people are coming from different backgrounds, and people have different characters, behaviors, and attitudes. And you realize that there are many challenges that come with that. There's a lot of, like in Africa, for example, there is a lot of jealousy and hatred that can be aroused by hard work. If you are hardworking and you are achieving and so on, that can attract a lot of problems for you. You can be receiving awards that are determined by the branch. Like, for example, maybe you are good at training, or you are good at recruiting, and you can get an award for that. And that can create problems for you, because it will attract a lot of jealousy and hatred, and people saying, why this guy? Maybe you are new in that branch, and then you get there and you start moving and you start receiving awards, and people are saying, why this guy came yesterday? And the company is recognizing them, because there are people that feel that even without performance, they must still be recognized. Without achievement, they must still be recognized. But there are people that are results driven and oriented. So it's also a challenge that I have faced over the years, but you have to overcome that. And also, when the team is growing, it grows with challenges. Because initially, when I started network marketing, it was just myself and maybe 3 or 4 guys. And thereafter, you have 100 people, and then you have 1,000 people, and then you have 10,000 people, you have 100,000 people, you have 150,000 people. So now the business is growing, the numbers are increasing. So you also must be upgraded as an individual. If you just wanted to play it small or to just focus on recruiting people, at some point you have to upgrade yourself and start learning some leadership skills. You are going to make mistakes along the way, but you also learn from your mistakes as you grow, and you continue building. So the main challenge with network marketing, I would summarize and say it is in managing people and dealing with people. That is a key area that you need to look into, learning that. So maybe one day we'll have time to talk about people management.
Thank you so much.
Uh,
So thank you.
Madam Rainey, I want to ask a question. My hand has been up.
Mr. Richard, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tendai and Mrs. Tendai. I haven't been wrong in the business, but since from March, I want to find out, especially from Madam Tendai, which presentation would you recommend, one-to-one or a mass presentation?
A mass presentation, I recommend a mass presentation because people, they are motivated by seeing other people in the meeting. They believe when we are many, this thing, they can trust in whatever that presentation is about. So one-on-one, one person, an individual person will not trust you. You end up thinking you want to take money only from him. But when they are a group, they'll believe in the business. So I recommend a mass presentation.
Thank you very much. I want to go back to Mr. Tendai over what he had said concerning age. I am actually above 60, to be specific, 67. And I've been in insurance like Mrs. Tendai, and I'm still doing insurance. I've noticed that it is true when you are elderly, if you go anywhere doing a presentation in network business or in insurance,
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mr. Richard. Maybe we lost him. Oh, okay.
from now I've had a challenge of recruiting people. They're about 8 now, but they are not very active in the business, like recruiting others also. If ever you have had such a situation, how have you dealt with it?
Okay, so network marketing, the first thing is it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. And most people, they fail in network marketing because they enter in it thinking that I join in January, by December, I'll be driving a Bentley. And that is a wrong mindset. And you have to manage your expectations when you get into network marketing. Of course, you'll see that when I joined Greenwood, for example, I had 7 years experience. And where I was coming from also, I was not just a small distributor. So I already had experience, so that helped me to grow, and also a lot of highly energetic and positive people around me. And so within like the first 1 year, I was already back into earning more than 15,000 US dollars monthly at that time. So, but this was also based on the experience and everything. But when you start building a network marketing business, when you recruit 4 people or 8 people or 15 people, you have not yet recruited, to be blunt. You know, Bill Britt, one of the respected network marketers in this industry, is now late. And he was one of the key leaders in Amway International. Bill says that he personally recruited like 1,200 people. It was Bill Britt who said that. But out of the 1,900 people, 900 people responded. And out of the 900, he keeps breaking it down. 300, so did something. Out of the 300, he keeps breaking it down. 90 were active. Out of the 90, he keeps breaking it down. 11 made him a millionaire. In that quote by Bill Bridge, legend of network marketing from the United States, he was trying to bring out a lesson to people that are going to ever be in network marketing, that when you get into network marketing, you have to work hard. You have to recruit a lot of people, because you are not really going to focus on the quality. You focus on the quantity, and then from the quantity, you get the quality. So you will see when you look at the Greenwood marketing plan, for you to become a 3-star manager, you only need 4 people that upgrade to 8-star. But then you don't recruit 4 people to become a 3-star manager. You recruit more so that you find the 4. And the advantage is that these 4 are not just people that you personally recruited, but they're also coming from people that are in your team. So that's how it works. So now you joined in March, you have started recruiting, and you have recruited 8 people, and congratulations. But what you are not supposed to do is to stop or to be discouraged by the first 8. Even if all those are not going to do, you are still going to succeed if you have the willpower. You will see in 2006, 2007, 2008, most of the people that I personally recruited in my country in Zimbabwe, I did not cross over into 2009 with them because of the economic situation and inflation. So in March, April of 2009, I almost like started afresh to build a fresh team. I had few people from the older team, but because people had given up, some had left the country and so on. So in 2009, I started rebuilding the team and started growing and so on. So you are not going to receive instant success. Of course, my growth in Greenwood was faster, because you must know that I had had 7 years of doing international training, and also I was a leader for 7 years and so on. So even if I were to get weak people, I would still use my influence, my training skills to grow them from being weak to grow to become leaders. So in 2 years, I was a 3-star manager. At the 3rd year anniversary, I got the luxury car award and the villa award and so on. Even now getting another one and so on and so on. So don't expect instant success. Remove that. If it comes, it's good. But even if you receive instant success, you must still work hard so that you build a business that is stable and that is rewarding.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Richard. Thank you once again, Mr. Tendai and Madam Mavis. Mr. Budiman, I know that we still have many questions. Don't worry, next month we still have time that we are going to invite Mr. Tendai and Madam Mavis again, talking about how the training and educative system can support network marketing. So Mr. Budiman, can you please help us closing today's sharing?
All right. Thank you, Madam Rainey, Mr. Tendai, Madam Mavis. You remind me to myself. Both of you remind me with myself. The nice thing that I hear today is from Madam Mavis. No matter how good you are in training or building people, building your team, at the end of the day, it's about money. At the end of the day, do you earn a good money? And at the end of the day, does your team earn a good money? If they don't earn, they will stop doing the business. So I agree with Madam Mavis. And actually the role of Madam Mavis is my wife before is doing that role. So it's a very good thing. A couple can work together. And now I don't want to say much thing because you already tell everything to everyone, to all of us. I just want to challenge you now, because in Latin America we have Millionaire Club, right? We have Millionaire Club. So now I just want to challenge you. You start building your new legs in US. You have your legs in Zambia and many other places. Even you're going to start in Egypt also. My challenge is let's make it. Let's get the 7-figure sales monthly. 7-figure sales. That means I'm talking about 1 million BV every month. 1 million BV every month from your network. Okay, maybe some from Zimbabwe, some from Zambia. Because with 1 million or 2 million BV every month, you can calculate how much bonus you will earn. And I believe, Madam Mavis, you'll be happy. Okay, so it's all about money. At the end of the day, it's all about money. Thank you so much, Mr. Tendai, Madam Mavis. It's a very wonderful training for us. And next week, we are going to have another great session. Thank you, Madam Reni, for leading the meeting today. Ladies and gentlemen, Greenwood Africa, please, we can unmute ourselves and then we can say thank you and have a good night. Have a nice weekend. See you guys next week and bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye
Mr.
bye.
Mavis.
Good night.
Mr. Mavis. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Mavis.
Thank you so
Thank you. Good
much.
night.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night. Good night,
Good night.
everyone. Good night, Rainy.
Davis, thank you, Mr. Tendai. It was nice having you.
Bye.
Good night, everyone. Bye.
I'm going to
Good
cry
night.
together.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.